Hey guys, Chaingear here bringing you another video. This time it's all about one of the biggest updates to Blacklight Retribution on the PlayStation 4 and the PC. It's called the Parity Patch. Let's take a look. So the Parity Patch comes out on July 13th, and there's a lot involved in it, but the main point of the Parity Patch is to bring the PC version of Blacklight up to the PlayStation 4 version. So for those that didn't know, Blacklight was originally on the PC, and it kind of hasn't gotten a lot of support in the recent months or the recent year, and so they're trying to bring all of the new stuff that's in the PlayStation 4 version to the PC version. So why is that interesting to us as PlayStation 4 players? Well, we've got some good news. The PC version of Blacklight Retribution actually has a lot going for it. It has a lot of different maps, it's got different game modes, and they're keeping some of that stuff and bringing it over to the PlayStation 4. Now the Parity Patch, like I said, has a lot going for it. So for PlayStation 4 owners, they have to kind of filter through everything that's going on in the Parity Patch. If you go to hardsuitlabs.com, Hardsuit Labs being the developer of Blacklight Retribution, you can see a huge blog post talking about the Parity Patch, a frequently asked questions blog post that has a whole bunch of information, and then there's also a roadmap, a Blacklight 2015 roadmap that starts in May and goes all the way down to November, talking about all the different changes coming with the Parity Patch and other content coming out. So what I did was take everything from those blog posts and the roadmap, and I kind of filtered through everything that has to do with the PlayStation 4 side of the Parity Patch and Blacklight Retribution. That way you guys don't have to do the hard work. So this is a comprehensive list of all of the changes that are coming from the Parity Patch for the PlayStation 4 version of Blacklight Retribution. First is new maps. I'm really excited about this part of the update. There are two new maps coming to PlayStation 4, and that's Evac and Vortex. Now, I don't have any footage of Evac or Vortex, so I'm leaving some links in the description below to NuclearSharkhead's channel. NuclearSharkhead is one of my favorite YouTubers for Blacklight Retribution, but he does a lot of work on the PC. So luckily, we're going to be able to see some of that footage and be able to see what those two maps look like. Next is updated private match support. So this is also kind of a big deal because Blacklight Retribution is a competitive first-person shooter. Right now, if you want to get into a private match with your friends or a clan or a team, all you can do is get into a lobby and kind of hope for the best. You're not allowed to pick a map and you're not allowed to pick teams. Well, with this updated private match support, hopefully we'll be able to pick the map that we want to play on, and we'll be able to sort out teams before we get into the game. It's becoming a huge problem, especially because of clan battles, or even if you just want to play with your friends, it can take a little while to kind of get used to figuring out how to switch teams and making sure everybody does it, especially if you're online and you're not all in the same room. So I'm really excited to see the private match support. That way we can kind of have more of a competitive feel to Blacklight Retribution, and you can play with your friends a little bit easier. Next is updated practice options, which includes more maps and bots. I am super excited about this part of the update. I play practice a lot, and I'm not necessarily sure why, but it gets pretty boring after the, 100th time that you play it. It's up to the point where I can be 50-0 versus bots, which basically means I'm getting 50% of all of the kills in quote-unquote team deathmatch. It gets really tiring, and at some point it just isn't helpful anymore. Sometimes you just want to get better at shooting and you don't necessarily want to face people online, or sometimes you just want to practice some moves or something like that, and it's really nice to be able to switch up the map and hopefully update the AI of the bots or change as how many bots you're playing against. So I'm really excited to see where those practice changes go, but any changes to the practice mode would be fantastic. Next up is server mutators. Now this one's kind of exciting because this means when you get into a game, you can have specific options on that game. Meaning, for example, you can have assault rifles only, or no submachine guns, or infinite CP. There are tons of ways that you can change the game up. That way, maybe you and your friends can play a specific type of game mode that you created, or you can hop into a game where it's nothing but sniper rifles only, which can definitely change the way Blacklight is played. So these server mutators, I'm not necessarily sure how they're going to work. That may mean that we can actually start creating our own games in terms of creating our own player servers and then letting people join, or it may mean that it only works for private matches. We'll have to see how it goes, but either way, I'm kind of excited for server mutators. It should make the game a little bit longer lasting, and shouldn't make it as repetitive as it could be right now. So next up is something that I'm sure a lot of people are interested in, and that's updated clan support. So there's not much information on the clan support that we're supposed to be provided, but either way, we desperately need an update to the clan system right now. And to be honest, there is no clan system. Right now, if you're trying to be in the same clan as someone else, all you need to do is have the same emblem. That means, for example, I'm part of the Catstash clan, and the only thing you need to do to be in the Catstash clan is to have a cat with a mustache. Of course, you should ask someone who's already in the clan, but you don't actually have to do that. So hopefully with this new update, we'll be able to maybe have clan leaders and clan tags. And then, if you want to have the same emblem, that's great. But if you don't want to, then you don't have to. I'm really excited to see where this clan support goes. But like I said, it's desperately needed. So I'm excited about it either way. Next up is the brand new mission system. So the PC version of Blacklight already has this mission system, and basically what it allows you to do is you get a mission and you're able to, let's say, go get a couple kills or kill someone a specific way a certain amount of time, and you'll get prizes for it, whether it be a 7-day rental for a gun, or maybe a specific taunt or some cosmetic piece. That's pretty much what these missions do, and it's kind of exciting. I'm excited for it because a lot of new players don't really have an incentive to keep playing unless they feel like they're good at the game, because the only thing involved is leveling up, and that's pretty normal for a first-person shooter that's free to play. But adding this mission system kind of gives them a little bit more to do, and it makes things a little more involved. The only thing I'm a little concerned about is that it won't really help people like myself who literally own every gun in the game. So, if I get that, 7-day, pass to get the submachine gun, it's not really going to help me. So hopefully they have some sort of way to know that I don't own, half the cosmetic things, but I do own every gun, and it won't be really helpful if I beat a mission, I feel really good about it, and then they don't really give me anything I can use. Also, it'd be really cool to see these mission systems give trophy support as well. Maybe, complete X amount of missions, or complete this mission and you get a trophy for it. So I'm excited to see what the mission systems add, and like I said, I think it'll really help for new players. The next part of this update is definitely going to be highly debated, and that's because it's the new ammo types coming to the Blacklight Retribution on the PlayStation 4. There are 3 new ammo types coming, and that's Magnum ammo, shock ammo, and explosive ammo. Now, unfortunately, there isn't a lot of information on Magnum ammo. It seems like it just makes your gun stronger, and I think you sacrifice accuracy, but besides that, shock ammo is supposed to do 90% base damage on all targets, but then do an additional 20 damage to things like hard suits or turrets, things that aren't actually human and things that are deployable. So that's really exciting because I've always tried to find another way to kill hard suits. If you look at my video that I just posted a little while ago, it's all about how to kill a hard suit, and finding another way to kill a hard suit would be fantastic. So to see electric ammo, I'd be really excited for that. And then there's also explosive ammunition, and explosive ammunition is supposed to do 80% of the damage to a target and then jar their vision, kind of, and when they get hit, if they die from it, they can't be revived, just like anything else explosive in the game, whether someone hits a mine or someone gets blown up by a grenade. Unfortunately, those little reviver injectors won't actually help the person that died. So again, those are kind of interesting, but definitely controversial. Like we saw with the toxic ammo, they actually changed it from the PC version. In the PC version, toxic ammo didn't have that sustaining effect where you lose your health and you can't gain it back, and they changed that. So maybe they'll change things about the shock ammo and the explosive ammo. We'll see. I'm really excited to see what happens, but again, it'll definitely be up for debate if it's good or bad. This next update is something that I think we all are going to be excited about, and that's weapon balance. Blacklight Retribution is one of my favorite games because of the customization, but there are some guns that are just completely overpowered. For example, the submachine gun. It's my favorite weapon because of the high fire rate, yet it's still really accurate, but I think it's way too accurate. I've had people snipe me halfway across a map with the highest zoom scope with a submachine gun. Something tells me that's just a little off, and it would be nice to see some of that weapon rebalancing happen. I'm really excited to see what they change and how they change it, and I hope they don't mess with it too much and they kind of break it, but I have a lot of faith in Hardsuit Labs, and I'm really excited to see that new weapon balance. And even if they mess up my favorite weapon, the submachine gun, as long as I can keep using it for close quarters combat, I'll be happy. So I'm excited to see where the weapon balance goes. On the same note of weapon balance, what do you guys want to see different? Are you guys kind of scared to see maybe your bolt action rifle won't always be a one-hit kill, or again, sniping with the submachine gun? Let me know in the comments below. The next one doesn't have a lot of information, it's just updated notification support. Now I'm not really sure what that means. Maybe it just means when things happen on the screen, they'll look a little bit differently, or maybe when one of your friends comes on, it'll change, or if someone joins your clan, you'll get a notification. I'm not really sure, but either way, I'm kind of excited to see what happens there. And then next is field of view range will be increased. Now this is interesting because that kind of changes a lot about the gameplay. In the PC version of Blacklight, you can change the field of view, I believe. That normally means that you either get a wider view and you can see kind of more on your left and right, or you get a more narrow one and you can't see as much, but it kind of helps you focus on things. I'm not really sure how this is going to go, and it'll definitely again be debated, I'm sure, in the forums if it was a good change or a bad change. But again, like all of these updates, I'm excited to see where all of them go. And that was actually the last update, but it's not the end of the video. There's a whole bunch of changes coming throughout the rest of this year, and like I mentioned, there's a roadmap for the rest of 2015. July 13th, even though this date is subject to change, is when the Parity Patch comes out. The rest of July will also have patches and hot fixes, that way they can fix any problems that come up with the Parity Patch. And then in late July, there's going to be a content patch. Now the last content patch we had was Ice Storm, and that gave us new weapons and a new map, and it was really exciting. So hopefully this new content patch will give us new weapons again and more new maps, and I'm really excited to see what happens there. In August, we're not getting any real big content, but there will be hot fixes again to help that content patch. And then in October, we're getting another content patch. And then in November, we'll see more hot fixes. So I'm really excited about the Parity Patch update and the more content to come to Blacklight Retribution in July and in October. This is a really exciting year for Blacklight with all the changes of development and things like that. So I'm really excited to see these changes. So that's the end of the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this gameplay. If you have any questions about anything about the Parity Patch, let me know. Let me know in the comments below. Send me a message on PlayStation. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember, like, subscribe, and share this video all over the internet. That way we can get more people involved in Blacklight Retribution. If you have any friends that are interested in playing a free-to-play first-person shooter, get them on board, get them watching this channel and everyone else's channel out there that's supporting Blacklight Retribution. But that's it for me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you online, and I'll see you in the next one.